What's good? What's good? What's good, my people? What is going on here, brothers and sisters? It is indeed your boy Mislix, and of course, I am back. It's been a moment, I know, but your boy is definitely back for another live interaction, reaction, brothers and sisters. We're gonna rock it out right there. Of course, this is the video that I actually saw on Lofty, and of course, a number of persons were sending this to me, and it seems like a number of persons felt a bit sorry for what transpired in Dominica. And I think this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this reaction vibes, because it points out a number of things. I didn't see the full video, guys. Of course, one of the things that I like to do is to not view the full video, especially if there is a reaction that seems to be reaction worthy. I just want to big up Lofty for, of course, definitely bringing that vibrations out. He himself has his own podcast of sorts, and he tends to bring out a number of guests who tend to reach out to him, and of course he's doing a wonderful job in that regard. But I remember seeing this video, guys, a snippet of it, and that vibrations for which I reacted to on the Miss Licks reaction. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to that channel as well. But of course, guys, this is where I tend to do more long-term reaction and of course podcasts in that regard right there. I was supposed to do some podcasts like about a week ago, but guys, man, I tell you, when I'm up here, man, I just wanna thank God for the opportunities, man. I thank God for the opportunities, because that's what kind of hinders me from actually doing my videos like I used to do them when I'm a bit more free up and relax. So that's the reason why I tend to be a little lackadaisical, so to speak. If you guys can forgive me for that, right there. Nick Randura, I see you're in the building. Are you related to Loft? I think I asked you that already. Nick Randura, we actually relating to your cousin's video, your family's video, I don't know. But yeah, man, it's good to definitely be back. I'm gonna be trying to do more reactions of that sort. I think Lofty has a new one he actually did. I think it was yesterday or the day before. He actually did another reaction of that same individual right there. I think she's very powerful in the things that she has to say, and I myself, I'm very eager to figure out or find out what she has to say. I only had like a 2-minute snippet of what she had to say right there. So hopefully you guys, some of you guys, I'm sure you guys saw it already. Oh yes, your cousin. Okay, well, big up Lofty. I think you and Lofty should link up sometime. If you're in Dominica, you and Lofty should probably link up from time to time and try to do a video or something. Because you see, the thing is, the reason why I'm so happy that a number of folks are coming out there, there's also another young group of individuals who are doing their thing as well, and they're talking about a number of things. I think I can't remember the name, but I bigged them up the last time. I actually posted them on my WhatsApp. And they seem to be another set of individuals that have realized that, guys, something is going on in Dominica and we need to talk about it. I know people oftentimes say, boy, talking, everybody talking. What is the point of talking when we don't see any action? And I agree, action is to follow, but we must first start to talk, to try to educate the masses and to let the people know what's going on. Because if we don't do this, how else will the people learn? Especially, it's very interesting that I myself find myself in that dilemma when I'm, tending to put myself out there to take all the blame, so to speak. I take all the blame so that I can put information out there where people are passing me information because they don't want to show their face. And I think that's very sad. But it's always a good thing where I'm seeing other individuals coming up. And of course, Lofty has been doing his thing for quite some time right now. And of course, putting a number of persons up and they giving a story. And of course, I think that is a wonderful job on his part right there. Guys, I'm just gonna be waiting for like about 10 minutes before I start this whole thing right there, so a number of persons can actually come in. I'm not even seeing how much people is in there. That's crazy. Where do I go, man? It's been a minute since I've been. Let me go on live chat. Also, guys, if you want, you can also give a little contribution via fan funding. All the stuff has been turned on if you want to do so. If you have something to say, it will pop up on the screen as well if you give a fan funding. And of course, that will also help in the supporting of the channels and stuff, because most of the times that we tend to do this stuff, when it comes down to the live interactions and these kind of things, there we do these things for free. YouTube kind of helps from time to time in this regard. But when it comes down to actually doing this stuff and saying, hey, I want to really dedicate some time to actually do this thing, at least an hour for us to put out the information, and hopefully individuals get to find about certain things that they did not know. I think that is a wonderful thing right there. So big up to all the individuals in the building. I'm not seeing, man. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, so we have what, 10 people in the building, guys. Okay, well, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. I know you guys haven't seen me for a minute, but of course we're gonna get into the vibrations right there. I know a number of persons tend to come in at around 8 o'clock, but they will watch this. Reaction will definitely be up by the time that folks are really ready to come in right there. So Shannon, big up yourself as well. Shannon Cadet is definitely locked in. It's been a minute, I know, but like I indicated, guys, sometimes when you don't see me on the Brbptv platform or the Mystlix Reacts platform, I'm definitely on the Mystlix Vlogs platform, and of course I did a number of videos in that regard over there. Of course, in the New York Massive, I did another one in New Jersey. Oh no, that one didn't go up on YouTube. That was for some private vibe right there. So I'm just happy I get the opportunity to do a number of things, guys. And this is where my real financial work comes in, so to speak, when it comes on to actually doing stuff where you don't get the opportunity as much in Dominica. You tend to get it a lot, man. When you travel, this is one of the reasons why I always tell people, yo, you guys need to travel. You guys need to go different places and just try something, man. You never know what's going to happen. Try something. I have to do another one. Hopefully you guys can tune in. I think in October 4th, I think is going to start. You guys are gonna be in for surprise on a Mystlix vlog channel, man. It's gonna be crazy. Hopefully, everything goes as planned, because sometimes we plan and then God laughs at our plans. So I think that is something rather interesting right there. But guys, I just really like the vibrations of seeing a number of persons come in, and putting themselves out there and trying their best to educate their sphere of people. And of course, I think that is a wonderful thing as well. Of course, a number of persons tend to watch my videos as well as Lofty's videos, so that is always a wonderful thing right here. But I'm bringing it to my audience, guys. I'm bringing it to my audience, and of course you guys can go and definitely support Lofty when he brings out this kind of information right there. I was gonna say something, but I'll leave that. That was on the political sphere. So I'll leave that alone right there, guys. And yeah, a big up Lofty for definitely doing his thing. Shannon says, I watch your vlogs and don't miss. I appreciate you, bro, for definitely doing that. Hopefully you caught the Caribbean Music Awards that I actually did. Of course, I was invited. I wasn't going to make it because I had another gig too, guys. But it just so happened that that gig was shorter than I thought it was going to be. So the individuals who were asking me if I'm going to be coming, I told them I was not sure. And I actually took a plane, man. That same day, I was on a plane. So when I head out, so I did the stuff. I went one place, did the stuff, took the plane, flew to NYC. It was no, it had already started. The Caribbean Music Awards had already started, guys, when I was still on the plane, man. And I landed there and I decided, okay, let's make this spin happen. And I made it. That's when if you guys were on the Mystlix Vlog channel, the first person I saw was Nice. That's the one of the Nasty Business artists. He was actually one of the individuals who got an award. Now, guys, I'm not an advocate for Nasty Business in any way, shape, or form. I think that is not the genre of music or the lyrical content of the Booyah music. I think Nasty Business is a lyrical content, a specific lyrical content. But he say, hey, everything has its people. So, c'est la vie in that regard, but I'm not an advocate for it. But big up to the individuals who are out there trying to do something for themselves outside of being or doing things illegally. And it seems like when it comes on to the Nasty Business stuff, it seems like that is working for a number of persons. So that's why they tend to do that kind of music, and they tend to push it up because there's a bit of a shock factor to that. It's amazing the kind of things that people tend to listen to and what kind of brings money in. So they say, if it's not broken, don't fix it. But I don't think that kind of music is helpful for the next generation or the youthful individuals out there. So yeah, big up Shannon for definitely being a part of the vlogs. Oh yes, I did. So many celebs. Yeah, man. Caribbean celebrities. Yeah, man. But the thing is, I was kind of limited because I told them I was not sure. So they did not give me a pass. The last time they gave me a VIP pass so I can go anywhere and whatever, because there was the media folks already there. So they gave me a VIP pass for me to be able to go inside and do my vlogging stuff. This time I literally didn't have anything. Anything at all. It's kind of like the same thing in St. Lucia. When I showed up, I told these folks, okay, they called somebody that actually knew me, and they say, okay, you finally here and whatnot, blah blah blah. And they realized, man, we need to start giving you guys some media passes, man, because their jail them was also there as well, and that's a whole other kind of vibrations right there, guys. But anyways, I think we are already past the 10-minute mark on this thing. Let me see. Yes, we are 2 minutes above that. Um, so Shannon, based off what the vlogging, he's saying, I felt like I was there. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I tend to do the vlogs, because like when I do the vlogs, guys, I was indicating that I'm bringing you guys along with me. I'm bringing you guys with me. So when I do the vlogs, I do it from the point of view where you guys are actually there with me. So when I'm talking to you guys, hey this and hey that and all those kind of things there, you know, you kind of have that sense of you actually being there. So that's one of the ways that I tend to do the vlogs, and it seems like Shannon Cadet definitely felt that right there. So big ups, much appreciations, guys, in that regard. We're gonna get into the vibrations in a minute, but I must make mention, guys, don't forget to click the thumbs up button, click the like button. I would appreciate that right there. And then, guys, don't forget to click the thumbs up button right there. Okay, so can we just click the thumbs up button right now? I am not really seeing the thumbs up button thing. Man, that's crazy. Wait. Okay, yes, okay, I seen it now. So yes, that's wonderful. When you haven't been on this thing for a moment, you tend to forget. This is crazy. But yeah, let's get into the vibrations right now, guys. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the live chat. And of course, the individuals who will be watching this video afterwards, you guys can definitely, you know, leave your thoughts in the comment box below. I wish you guys would definitely there with me in the live interaction, because I get to review guys live interaction, what you guys have to say based off, you know, the stuff that I've been presenting right here. Anyways, guys, we're gonna get into that vibrations right there. This is her, and of course we're gonna get into it. Of course, this is none other than Mrs. Agatha Tuse Shillingford. I wonder if she's related to Cara Shillingford. Let me see, where is she? Okay, it doesn't say where she's from, but I guess we're gonna get into that sentiment right here, guys. Let's take a listen right now. Okay, I don't want to get copyrighted, so big up Nasio Fountain, man. By the way, guys, where's Nasio Fountain now? Every time I hear Nasio Fountain, big up to Lofty for definitely promoting Dominica, Nasio Fountain. Yo, I would love for Nasio Fountain to come on the podcast, man. It's been a moment since I've seen him. It's been a long time. But I would have absolutely loved, I would like Nasio to definitely come on the podcast right there, man. There's a number of persons that I definitely want to bring out to the podcast so we can have a little discussion, man. You know? A discussion, brothers and sisters. I myself, I'm a bit cut off from what is happening in Dominica because I've been, oh, thank God for the opportunities, man. Anyways, guys, let's continue right there. But I don't want to get copyrighted, so let's continue.
The Lady Day being the 7th day of September 2024, I'm about to have a very interesting, I must say, candid discussion with the lady that you've seen in the frame. She'll tell you her name in just a bit. Read a situation that she called me sometime earlier in the day about. And she expressed the thought that she would like to have this interview to let you guys in the public be aware as well of a situation that she's going through, has been going through for some time, with her husband, that is being in a nursing home here in Dominica. So without more...
Well, this took a turn. I thought it was something. Well, let's continue.
more in terms of me, let me just say good afternoon to you, ma'am. How are you?
Good afternoon, Lofty. I'm good.
Good afternoon.
Going for a little tip. I'll be all right.
Going for a little tip. I like that.
I'll be all right.
What's the name, may I ask?
My name is Agatha Tuse Shillingford, and I'm here this afternoon to really speak out for the elderly people, like the senior citizens, like my husband. He's a victim of the COVID vaccine. 2 years
ago, remember when I was warning you guys about taking that thing? Oh, I see. I've been warning people. Sometimes when you see the effects of what you warn people about, hey, Lawi, it just kind of reminds me of the individuals that I'm warning up here about the presidential candidate, guys. I'm warning people, stay away just because she looks like you. doesn't mean she's for you. Oh, humans.
Took the COVID vaccine in the US. And the side effect of the COVID vaccine caused him to get the early stage of
Cancer.
dementia. And we were good for the past 2 years. We were good. He was good with me. We were at home, enjoying our little selves. I was posting videos, pictures of us on Facebook. Everything was nice. But earlier this year, I took him out from the estate and I brought him to town to stay because up there he could no longer handle it by himself. So I brought him to stay in town with me because I'm the owner of a preschool and I live in town.
Okay.
I go up on the weekends to stay with him and stuff. So he was there good for about a month, 2 months, and then he said he wants to go up to car home. That's where he lived. It became very overwhelmed for him. So he started opening the door and running away, going out, you know, and people would tell me, well, oh, look, I see him go here. So it was a little stressful for me to have him to wake up in the morning, he's not there, the door open, you know, it was a risk for him and myself.
Yes.
I would put it like that. So I remembered that there's a place up in Mondania called Fax that I had visited in 2020 when I came down.
Before you go there, Agafa, what is your husband's name?
Herbert Shillingford.
Herbert Shillingford. Okay, thank you.
And he's not a vicious person. Anybody that knows him will tell. Very cool, calm.
Most people name
collected
as Herbie.
person.
Herbie.
Most
Yeah, that name kind of sounds familiar. That name kind of sounds familiar though. If you guys, do you guys know who that is? Let me know in the live chat.
people knows him as Herbie.
Yes.
One of Dominica top mechanics. All right, so I end up going up there in 2020 to visit a teacher of mine. And the place looked nice. She was in a room by herself. I spoke with her, you know. So that popped up. I said, you know what? Let me call and get some information about there and see if I could, you know, put him up there, because leaving him at home with people to take care of him is not going to work, because when he decides to go to Kao, I can't even stop him much as for somebody. And then I tried my nieces, and although he knew them, he was still, you know, so I said the best place for him, let me try to put him up there so he can be safe, but the environment is also good. It reminds him of his area, because there is an area where they have space in the yard, and you know, it's the scenery is similar to where he knows. Okay, so I decided to put him in August, but I went away for a little while, and he left the house before I went away, and they found him all the way at Master. And they brought him to
That brother was Belle Machine, man. That's crazy.
his sister's house.
Okay.
So when they brought him to the sister's house, the sister brought him back home the night before. So I said to her, look, this is so overwhelming for me. And she said to me, okay, I will take him. So she called me the next day, she told me pack his stuff, her daughter will pick him up. And they did, and they brought him up. So when he reached up there, maybe he was a little too much for the sister, because the sister herself is retired, her husband is retired. So maybe it was a little bit too much for them. So the niece texted me and she said, look, it's a little bit too much for mom, and I know you already plan to put him up there, so can I go up there and see if I can get them to take him in early? So I said, go ahead, do whatever you have to do for your uncle.
Yes.
I'm fine with it. So in July, she put him up. When I came back, I went up, checked him out, spoke with him, but they put him Belfast. They didn't put him on that, they put him at Belfast, because they also have a place at Belfast.
Okay.
When I got there,
So I'm guessing she's referring to some sort of, you know, elderly facility right there. Trying to figure out what she's saying, but that's what it seems like she's saying right there.
I saw my husband, 2 women, and a man with a young lady in the facility. Another time I came back, I met a doctor, a female doctor. I spoke with her. I told her about the medication, because the medication does make him get a little off edge, because he is not fully there. He is just mild, it's a mild thing, because he still remembers a lot of things. He'll keep a conversation with you, as you know, but he will go down a little stretch in between the conversation, and then catch back and come back. Long story short, they admitted him and brought him to Belfast. I met the young lady, we spoke, and then during the conversation, I said to her, he just give you trouble, huh? She said, me? If he give me trouble, lock him in his room. So that created a red flag for me. And I felt real uneasy, because living in the States, I know about nursing homes, because for my extra credits in college, I volunteered my work study at a nursing home.
But then again, the thing is, when in the nursing homes in the United States, they pay these folks very, very well. So I'm not sure what the pay scale is for individuals who would say, you know, if you bring them there, no problem, you pay me, but I don't get paid enough to handle all these conflicts. So if anything were to happen, I would just lock him in the room. That's my thought process right there on their part, because it doesn't seem like they pay people a lot in the nature of the Caribbean. They don't. So when I do like a 1 gig up here in my salary, I clock in my salary in 1 day, you know, guys. And I'm not talking about like, oh, I have things every day. I'm just talking about when I do these certain gigs, especially for certain companies, I clock my entire salary and more in 1 day, what I would make in a month in Dominica. So you get the point right there.
And I seen, you know, different at nursing homes. And I know that's not one of the things that you do, unless the person is really aggressive to get people to
subdue,
put them in what you call
British.
It's like a straight jacket or whatever to keep them
a confined area.
Confined, right. Okay, so when she said that, I didn't say anything. I just shook my, and I stayed with him, we spoke. They don't want me to go here, they don't want me to go there, I have to stay here. Everything is, you know, limited. I didn't tell anybody what days I was going to come. I just used to show up. So it disturbed them. So when I came there one time, they said to me, did you call the office? So I said, but I never called the office. Oh, well, you have to call the office, because they say COVID is high and they don't want the clients to get sick. She gave me a mask, I went in. So I called the office and I said, I'm going to come in on a Wednesday to bring his snacks for him, and a Sunday, maybe to pick him up, take him out, or stay there with him. I told the office that. But I remembered in the States, a lady gave them her time, and she used to come before her time or after her time to check up to see what was going on with.
If they're doing malpractice there. The question here, talking about malpractice, guys. If there's malpractice taking place in Dominica, when it comes down to the nursing homes and this kind of things there, who holds them responsible for malpractice? Or for ill treatment or ill treating the patients? Because it seems like if you have to call these people before you reach there, you say 4:30 I'm going to be there. They're going to try their best to organize that person who is staying there, the relative of that person who's staying there, so they can fix up that person. But when they know you're not coming, they can just do whatever with that person. And it seems like that is what is actually happening in that circumstance right there, from what I got it so far.
So I did the same thing. So when I show up, I see the young lady. I stand up by the gate for a good while, a good 20 minutes. And I keep saying, I'm here to see my husband. Can you open the gate? And then she came out with the phone in her hand. She opened the gate. I went in his room, piece all over, cleaned it up, clean him up, and take a shot.
So you see, I just mentioned that. That's pretty much where she was going with this stuff. Because apparently they are not cleaning up the man. Maybe they're doing it, you know, probably once a day. And when he messes up himself, well, chup hole, that's your business. That's true. That's what seems to be happening right there. That's no bueno.
Shower, sat with him, spoke with him, put the dirty pan out, you know? I left. On the 27th of August, I'm getting a call from the owner, Therese. Oh, Mrs. Shillingford, your husband just attacked a staff, and we have to carry him up to Mount Daniel. So I said, my husband attacked a staff? No.
They're probably lying.
No, that flicked back. I remember I brought the snacks. She took pictures of the snacks. And I asked her, why are you taking pictures of the snacks? She said to send up to the office, which I find was kind of weird. You know, I didn't pay it no money. So when they took him up to Mount Daniel, she said, there are men up there, so they're going to take him up to Mount Daniel. So I still figure Mount Daniel is the place that I knew, or maybe better than the place that I knew. Okay, I left. I did what I had to do in school because I was getting renovated and everything. And then I went up to Mount Daniel. I sat in the yard with him the first day. We spoke. And then he said to me, baby, I feel like going to jump over the wall. I don't want to stay here. Take me with you. So I said, baby, you're not there for long. Just relax. She called me. Tell me my husband wants to talk to you. He said, baby, come. I want to see. So I go back up the next day. Because whenever he called me, I make a point of duty to go. I drop in whatever I do in and I go in.
That's your husband, yes, man.
I sit down with him under the tree. Then they have the little seat. And he telling me, baby, my phone missing. I say, your phone missing? He said, yes, my phone missing. I said, take me to your room.
Just take it easy, yes.
Loftus, when I got to the room where they have my husband, a little cubic, like what I saw my teacher in, but it was she alone. And Lofty, one bed to the right, one bed to the left, and my husband bed to the side. 3 beds in that little room.
Is it jail, man?
The 2 men are bedridden. My husband is not bedridden. My husband moves about. They might be sick. My husband is not sick. My husband suffers with the dementia. It is a sickness, but not a bedridden sickness. Yet. He ain't reached that stage yet. So when I saw that, I was so angry. The only thing I could do was burst into tears. And I walk out, and I watch in the hallway full of chairs. Them push the chairs, the wheelchairs, full of wheelchairs. And these people just sitting in the wheelchair there. I don't know why, what, and
injection they give them.
It's just a terrible sight. And I'm walking out, and the staff...
They're probably sedating them. They're sedating them. Hey, you guys not paying me much. I'm just giving my thoughts. Hey, guys, what are your thoughts on this? They're probably sedating these people so that they don't move much, or they're just there. They're checking, I not your mother, I not your father, I not your sister, cousin, brother, and then I not nothing to you. You're not going to give me the problem. Hey, we giving you food. They paying us this amount. They don't paying us enough. This is what we getting. This is what we giving. So we don't have no problem for you. We put in this thing inside of your food to sedate the people so they can stay calm, because that's what she seems to be explaining. These people are just in the wheelchair and they're just there. These people who are bedridden in a husband's room, they're just there. Well,
so many of the staff say, you crying? Lofty, I don't answer this stuff because right now I'm ready to just
jump.
Go. Because that kind of money I pay, and I seen my husband in that condition, Lofty. The kind of person I am, Lofty, I'm ready to blow. So the staff went in and the staff said to her, Mrs. Shillingford's crying. She run out. She said, it's okay. I said, look, Therese, because I went to school with her. Okay. She's my schoolmate. Okay. And we did a lot of racketing back then in school, so I know her very well. So, and then she left and went to England. You know, she had just left school and St. Martin's School and went to England. So I said to her, Therese, my husband is not staying in that condition that you have these other people. I prefer to take my husband home right now. I have a vehicle outside there waiting for me than I allow my husband to stay here any longer. Not a second, not a minute. And I'm crying because I want to
beat somebody. Yeah. I feel that, man. I feel that.
You know we're friends. I'm so happy that we reunited. Come down. I'll take care of it.
Okay, I see. Shannon, that's the thing in Dominica. People don't get paid well enough to properly do their job and love what they do. Yeah. I think that is a big factor. But she's saying that, keep in mind, she's saying she's paying a good amount of money. I'm not sure how much. Lofty should hopefully ask her, give us a range. You know, she might not want to say, you know, what that money is, but give us a range in the kind of funds that you might pay per day. You know, if you would give a per day thing, you would not give the monthly thing or whatever that can actually help in people deciphering what kinds of monies that you would be paying inside there. So she's saying all this, guys, and it seems like Dominicans sometimes, we heard about the hospital situation where the hospitals, they tend to neglect the patients. And when you ask, keep in mind, guys, I keep saying that time and time over time again, because I have friends that used to be nurses in Dominica. And they used to tell me all what, well, not probably not all, but from different persons here and different things that is happening in different sectors of the hospital. And it was pretty much the same. Lack of resources, they are not getting much pay. They're not getting paid. When they ask for for medication that they need, they're not getting it on time, and they have to tell people, hey, we don't have this and don't have that. Sometimes could cause persons to, get certain things that they shouldn't. Their health conditions will deteriorate, and all these kind of things there. So things they know that can help, and they've asked the people at the top, hey, help us out. They're not getting these things, so it has a level of frustration. I understand, but at the end of the day, it's still people that you deal with. So, but it's an interesting thing when you look at how the hospital works in Dominica, because when you have constant neglect of the people who are working there, constant neglect of proper pay salaries, constant neglect of proper resources for them to use to actually help the patients. When you have years upon years upon years of this going on, I would understand why the nurses them tend to respond that way. Is that right? Absolutely not. But if the officials at the top are not actually helping the people who are supposed to be taking care of other people, I mean, that says a lot. Even during the whole quarantine situation, where people were sending me videos, and they were sending me all sorts of things inside quarantine, where the patients had to help other patients because the doctors, not all the nurses, but those who were there from time to time, would not be helping the people, much less for these private institutions. They don't get to, hey, I'm not, I don't know if they think they're going to be making $1 million or something. They're going to be becoming a millionaire in Dominica doing this stuff. But it seems like they realize, hey, I'm not getting much payment, so this is how I'm going to act in that regard, and that's how I'm going to be. It's always an issue. It's always an issue to treat and pay your workers well so that they may be loyal and good to you and your business. Yeah, you have to treat them well. But she's saying she's paying a lot of money, so you would expect them to give her some good treatment. But apparently, maybe the staff that they just don't care. I'm still gonna get my money at the end of the day. I don't care. So maybe that's how it is. Anyways, let's continue with.
I was so emotional. I left, and she did. She took my husband out immediately, because when I called back and I came up there, they didn't open the gate for me because they said my husband is already at Belfast.
Oh, so you brought him back. But it seems like she was one of the people who was actually caring about her husband and what happened to him. What about the others who don't have that help or don't have that caring family, so to speak, or the family member that actually cares to go and check upon them? I think that's one of the reasons why when folks get older, a lot of people tend to drop away from them. So they are circulating in their minds. They are just in their minds all the time because nobody is talking to me. Nothing of that sort is happening. So I'm just going to be by myself. And that's it. And that creates, because human beings are social creatures, we need that constant interaction to keep our brains at stake, to grow not just interaction, social interaction beings, but also to connect with nature and to feel the sun and this kind of things. But if people don't care about you and you're inside your house, you're just playing games and this kind of things, that is even for the younger folks. This is why you notice a lot of depression and people feeling like they're lonely and can socialize and this kind of things. This is why that tends to happen, because when you are out of practice, you tend to come within yourself. But it's a good thing that she actually cares. But what about the others that are actually there? It's a very interesting time.
So I went back down to Belfast.
Thing to say.
Knocked the gate. I asked the same person that my husband got into the altercation with. It's the same person they put my husband back in Belfast. We have my husband, another gentleman, and 2 women being in a house without no cameras, just one young lady shift. The next young lady come, another young lady come, one doctor come, one nurse, and then they leave. They leave one person with these 4 people that suffered from dementia. Okay? So I entered. My husband he still had the clothes on him and the odor was unbearing. I took my husband to the bathroom to give my husband a shower. Loftus went.
What happened is that now? What are they paying the people to do? The man has an odor on him, which means he has not bathed for a while. Not true. So if that is the case, what you paying these people for? You see? let me leave myself out of this.
I took off my husband's hat. Loftus, my husband have one long cut. I showed you the picture.
Yes,
in his head. When I took off my husband's shirt, my husband have one big plaster on his back. When I lift up the plaster, my husband have one deep laceration in his back. And the same person that did that to my husband is right there. Dominicans only know me. But I started.
You can see the pain. You can see the pain, man. What is that?
Praying, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, and my husband watching me, and both of us watching each other. And he said, baby, go with me, please. Just so. I dress him. I said, baby, I'm going to go with your clothes, your suitcase. Stay here. Wait for me. The bus driver had to pick up his passengers. So when he dropped me back, he told me, but it was too late. So I called his niece and I said, go up, check your uncle because your uncle is back with that same person and I don't know if she's going to feed him. I don't know what's going on. Go up. So I called Mary Therese and I left the voice.
But my lady, you should bring a pool. That is abuse of sorts. That is a criminal offense. That is a attack. That is fighting or whatever, and lacerations in head and back. Yeah.
No problem.
Okay. So Shannon again is saying it's like you work and you have to still beg for what you. It's one thing to work, but it's another thing when you're paying people to do the work and they're not doing it. So how do you solve that problem? I always ask that question from time to time. How do you solve that problem? Because you want people to work based on what you pay. Not true. Based on what the lady is saying, she has paid these people quite a bit of money. And apparently they don't seem to be doing the proper jobs that they should be doing. You mean you brought your husband for better care because he has dementia from time to time and he tends to go out and, lose himself and this kind of things. So you put him in a place where he's safe, where you know where he's at. And for some reason, you come back and meet your husband with all sorts of bruises and lacerations on him in a place you want him to be safe in. Paying a lot of money, that's a very interesting thing right there. The Cool Toad Vlogs. What is that? And perfect. What? Okay, I don't know what that person's saying there, but let's continue.
And I let her have it. And I said to her, my husband is not going to stay in your facility anymore. I am going to pick up my husband. If I have to buy a deadbolt and put on my door for my husband not to leave the house, I will buy one and when I go there, tell your staff, don't stop me. Yesterday I go and pick up my husband because I decided that kind of laceration, and he keep telling me, baby, my hip, my leg.
So something, they throw him down.
When I watch my husband's side, all that swell up on the side.
They throw him down.
Behind my husband's head. Lofty.
A gosh.
Let me tell you something, Lofty.
They know they can do this thing too, eh? They know. Because if you decide you can do that to the wrong set of people, people might know people that decide they're going to pay your business a visit, and you might not like it. This is why you must be good to everybody. They pay you to do a job. Do your job in accordance. You might not want to do more. I understand. You might not want to go above and beyond, but make sure you have a balance point. Do what you know you have to do. Okay, we have to bathe him twice a day or once a day. We bathe him this time and that time. That's what we come to do. We do what we have to do. I understand the frustration, but you are getting paid at the end of the day. Do what you have to do based on your job description. If you don't want the job, then resign from the job and let somebody else come and do it. Anyways, let's continue.
I doesn't take those kind of things light. But Father God has blessed me, I'm an owner of a preschool. And I've been struggling so much to reach to a peak that Father God has blessed me and placed me in a position where I don't have to ask no government, nobody for nothing.
Brothers and sisters, as she's saying that, this is one of the things that this is actually the clip, that part in that video right there that I actually reacted to. And as she's saying that, the thought came to mind. Sometimes, brothers and sisters, like I started this whole thing. I'm on the Brbptv channel that I started since 2010. I started this thing without understanding what on earth I'm going to be getting into. I resigned from my job in 2016 so I could pursue what I'm doing right now, brothers and sisters. That is something I will never regret. But I'm thinking to myself, what if I did not take that leap? And I still think that when I was back in Dominica, I still think that, guys. I say, boy, what if I didn't take that leap? would I be one of the individuals I'll have to go and beg the government or go and beg somebody for this and beg somebody for that? Would I be one of the individuals, or I would be working in a job because Ross is no longer there? I worked with Ross for 8 years. After Ross, I resigned. I say, okay, no more for me. And I would say, but what if probably I have to go and beg the government for this and that? And you know, sometimes we take God's blessings for granted, man. We take, brother, I had no clue what on earth. All I could do music. Yes, I could do music because that was something I was doing before and make some money. But I was heavily dependent on other people for that. So the people could say, okay, Miss Licks, we thank you for being there for us and, you know, coming through when you had to, you know, thank you so much. But we think we got to moving on from there. They could say that and that's it for me. But my father always said, my father, oh, God rest his soul. My father, I will never forget this. My father said, man never make man working for man. Man never make man. You never become a man working for somebody else. That stuck with me and my brothers, everybody. All of us working for ourselves to do our own thing right there. But it's very interesting that she's saying, thank God for, you know, the blessings that have been bestowed upon her. And as she continues that story, guys, you can see how God has blessed her in that regard. Because even when your own people turn against you, and even when your own people turn against you, God still sends some stranger somewhere you have no clue. Some stranger somewhere just comes and meets you and say, hey, what do you do? Hey, I like your attitude about this and that. This is why your attitude determines your altitude. That's something very interesting for the younger persons listening. Your attitude determines your altitude. And then strangers are looking at you and even your own people forsake you. These strangers see something in you and they say, hey, come on, let's organize. Let's do something. What are your skill sets? What do you do? Or even you doing your own thing, never knowing what's going to happen. Because when I was in under Obama, I used to be doing my vlogs here and there. And that alone gave me some, boy, yeah. That alone, just doing medical vlogs here and there. Because that's the first way I ended up in the first place. But the people who were there, man, and, you know, seeing me doing my vlogging from time to time, they themselves see me vlogging and they got close. What are you doing? Those kind of things there. And through that has given me a plethora of, boy. Anyways, not my story that day, guys. Let's continue.
For my preschool. He has blessed me with Bunny Spear, the reggae artist from Jamaica, who gave me a trip in July to come down to Jamaica. So we...
All you don't know, I know exactly what, oh boy, hey, boy, I know exactly what this lady is feeling. You see when she did this right there.
To come down to Jamaica, so we...
You see that? Oh, I'm getting goosebumps right now, eh? Because I know exactly what that lady feeling. Oh man, I tell you. Let's continue. Oh,
I've been doing it by myself. I got promises and promises and promises. Myself and the Prime Minister came through a verbal war.
Yeah.
A verbal war. I had
As she's saying that, guys, before I continue, remember, I'll post this in the description below. You guys can also check the link. Go on Lofty page and scroll on and you'll see it, Lofty Dora, if you want it uninterrupted right there. But I just remember, you know, what she's saying and that boy. Guys, sometimes all you have to do is just do it. Just do. Don't worry about what people say and just nothing what they say. You know, you have something that is burning inside of you. Just go ahead and do. Even when your own people don't want to help you. Look at me. Your own people don't want to help you, brothers and sisters. Somebody somewhere will see what you're doing. And in that, make you go places. Bring you... Boy, let me continue.
A verbal war with him because he told me, promised to help me when I was down Pottersville, and I end up losing the place because he promised and promised and promised.
Of course.
And just because I made one comment,
He probably gave you one of the pie-in-the-sky promises that he keeps saying all the time. These are not pie-in-the-sky promises, and they actually are pie-in-the-sky promises. You probably fell under one of these things. This is why you always watch people track record. If you know somebody is accustomed of lying to you back in the day, just lying for no reason, what makes you think that today that person is going to be telling you the truth? Doesn't mean that people cannot change, yes. But you have to see that that person is changed for you to believe them. But you know this person is constantly lying to you. Back in the day, the person comes and tell you, okay, I'll do this for you. Look at Postmorph. Postmorph, it's promises after promises. Nothing happening, you know, but the people still hoping. The same sentiment right there. Promises upon promises, brothers and sisters, that have not been kept. She herself, she has more to say in that regard.
Under a post, he called me, and lofty, I left him, because I find if I'm asking you to help me with government children, as you all say, and you go try to mama guy me, and telling me, oh,
about voting.
you're not supposed to say this, you're not supposed to say that, or you don't vote, you don't
Very interesting.
vote, so we're not giving you nothing.
Yeah.
I never went back, no lofty.
That to tell you the mindset that is in our leaders, brothers and sisters. One, we have incompetent leaders who don't know. Incompetent leaders in positions of power. Another thing, they come in and just constantly lie to the people. Then they making you promises that they cannot keep. Remember all the things that they were saying during election time? During the fake election. What your mother and your father can do for you will do for you. What they doing for you, brothers and sisters? They creating poverty. And they giving you breadcrumbs just for you to be able to... Not enough for you to prosper, you know. Just enough for you to survive. So that you'll constantly be loyal to them. And keep in mind, they're keeping you alive. They're keeping you alive. So you can vote for them to keep them in power. So they're giving you just enough for you to stay alive. So that you can vote for them to keep them in power. Isn't that interesting?
I never went back, no Lofty. Lofty, I stood my grounds. When that man tell me, don't come and ask for nothing, Lofty, I stood my grounds. And Lofty, that is a party that I was rallying for while I was in the US. Because I thought it was what it used to be.
You fought. You should have known that it is not what it used to be. What is used to be? What is used to be? When you think about used to be under the Dominica Labour Party, I'm thinking of Rosie Douglas. And Rosie Douglas was never able to accomplish what he probably could have accomplished. Even though they went into office under false pretense saying, the United Ghost Party was doing corruption and all those kind of things there, which was never proven to be actually factual at all. And Scared was using that to run rampant, of course, to tell his own people, to make them not want to switch sides. Oh, they're doing corruption all the time. Never been proven. None of that stuff. Just like Kamala coming and say about Project 25 and all this. None of that can prove it. The very people coming and say Trump was never part of these things. All these things. Kamala coming and talk about military. There's no active military across the world. And the people watching, the military folks watching her. Military folks watching her lie. And these people are on active duty. Somewhere across the world, somewhere. Saying that this... Anyways, let's continue. That's one of the... That's one side of the story. Get some staff to speak. Yeah, because she's giving a side. Maybe Lofty. That's a good thing right there. Maybe that the other staff can also give their side. But if the staff is guilty, most likely they will not come up. They will not come up and say anything. So it'll be interesting, but because I know that sentiment. Sometimes I invite people to the podcast, because we hear one side and people say, oh, Miss Licks invite. I just invite some of these folks to come. They just never come, because they are fearful of what I will ask them. And you guys know I doesn't sugarcoat anything. I tell it like it is. So, anyways, let's continue.
But when I came down and I couldn't fit in. I'm a humble servant. I cannot fit in. Because knowledge without action is poverty. You hear me?
Facts.
Anyway, back to the home. I said to her,
keep that in mind, guys. Knowledge without action is poverty. You see, some of us have a lot of knowledge in our heads, brothers and sisters. I know this, I know that, I know this, I know that, I know this, I know. One of my friends, she always tells me she knows. And I ask her, well, if you know, why don't you do this? Do what you know now. Do what you know. Apparently, she knows a lot of things, but doesn't do what she know. Knowledge without action is poverty, brothers and sisters.
When I come from my husband,
Facts.
tell your staff, please, do not stop me. When I went there yesterday, another young lady there, alone, with everybody, she opened the gate for me. My husband nowhere to be seen. When I say, good afternoon, hubby, he opened the door. Baby, oh my God. He come out. I say, what happened? He locked in. The other two, the only person that was out with her is the one that has helped them around it have one of the ladies that has helped them.
Yes.
That was the only one that was out. All the others was.
So one of the patients, if I understand it correctly, one of the patients is who actually helping them, and then the patient's family members or her have to be paying. Kind of reminds me of quarantine when the whole Rona situation was happening. And I said that earlier on, where the patients had to be helping the other patients because apparently the nurses and the doctors, whoever were there at that point in time, were neglecting the people. To the tune where some will even say as a result of neglect, a lot of people ended up passing away, and then they would blame it on the injection, not they would blame it on the Rona. It's interesting. Anyways.
Inside. Okay? So I grab the rest of the stuff that was there, and I tell him, I put clothes on him, I tell him, let's go, we're going. So I asked the young lady to open the gate. Oh, I'm not opening the gate for you. I said, miss, you are holding me hostage against my will because you opened the gate for me to come in. You have to open the gate for me to go out. Lovely, I push my hand in my bag for me to take my phone, to call. You hear me? Because I fly in the staff room, you know, for me to get the key because she don't want to open the gate. And I want to go because I already vexed. And she's trying to stir me up more. And I'm fighting to control my temper to get out. The only way I want to go is get out, because if I don't get out, so I want to go out.
But how they could keep the lady inside? The lady that paying for the husband to stay inside there, she wants to take her husband and go. Or you preventing the lady from taking her husband and go? What trouble is that for me?
The young lady refused to open the gate until she got in contact. Sorry, call boss. Sorry.
Oh, maybe she need the clearance then. Maybe she need the clearance. Maybe she didn't know that that's what was gonna happen, or maybe she didn't know you. But it's your husband. I don't know, but I think she probably has a legitimacy. The worker has a legitimacy in that regard, so that she can get clearance to say, okay, so and so is that is happening.
Call boss, and then boss said to her, no, open the gate. You can't open the gate because she lives in England, so she know. All right.
So the boss in England, yes, sir.
I left. When I reach home, my whole police calling me. My whole police telling me, did you go to the facility in Belfast? I said yes. Well, the staff made a report that you come in the facility and pull a knife on her. Lofty, if I don't even go in there, Lofty, because if I had pulled out a knife in that facility, Lofty, I would not be here talking to you because I am already enraged for the state that this
that knife not me seen, boy.
Woman has these people up in Mount Daniel, 6 people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people in one room in a cubic. These people cannot even get up and turn around. If one sick, everybody can get sick. That is a Dominica COVID center that up there. And I'm appealing to the Minister of Health.
Sister, you can appeal all you want to it. Minister of Health don't even know why he a Minister of Health. He's an engineer, but they put him as Minister of Health. So that self is another story.
And environmental health to go up there and help these senior citizens because they are in an execution camp up there. Lovely to see the state of these people. 3 people, 4 people, then they have a building in the yard that they build. Lovely, and these people inside, they're like sardine, an execution camp waiting to die.
Sound like a gas chamber, boy.
Lovely, I was going to film, but then I say I might get in trouble.
Oh, you should have film. You should have film and send it for me. He wasn't afraid to film, you know. It would his film, but she say film. He wasn't afraid to film. Film and send it to me.
My phone. But Lofty, I was going, and then another thing that came to my head was take all the people out of India because I'm a black power. I was a black power. I was a member of the Mongoose gang. Okay?
If it's the right one I thinking of. I don't know about that.
I was in Dread. I was a member of the Dominica Defense Force. I was the last man standing with Patrick John, May 29th. I was the one that brought Patrick John down with Lando from ministry down to the car for us to drive
so
up.
they don't know who you be.
I was the last man standing.
So I think you're the wrong set of people, eh? So that apparently is in Dominica.
I was just a teenager. You hear me? I was born 27 King George Fifth Street, middle of Roseau. Zafa Esme ABUS3D.
Yes, sir.
I have no fear. I have no fear. I am not a slave to fear. So the thing that came into my head was back in the days with Desmond Trotter and Roy Mason. You see, elderly people, we doesn't make nobody abuse elderly people. That is our thing. Back in our days, we would help them to carry their bags. I used to carry young girl, black carrying elderly people bags for them wherever they go. You hear me? Children and elderly.
Today, girls don't want to lift up their own bag. They want to give you their bag to hold. They going shopping, you know, but they want to give you their bag to hold. All the bag they going shopping and give your bag for. What you? Leave that alone.
When I saw that, my mind was just take out everybody, put them on the lawn, call the fire station, call the police, and just light inside them.
Yes, I leave.
Because that there is a disease camp. And it's only a matter of time. You hear me? Only a matter of time before something desperate happens up there. It's dangerous for these elderly people. And somebody need to do something.
We can cry all we want, brothers and sisters. One of the reasons why I tend to do these things, guys, and some of the ministers tend to watch my videos. Hopefully that can actually happen right there. Something can be done. But the question is, will something be done? Something can be done, you know. But then, you know. You know why I say that, brothers and sisters? Because not the other day, Austria them was feeling left and neglected. I don't know what happened to them now. Maybe they fly them overseas or whatever. But not the other day, Austria was feeling, after doing all that, forsaking his own self, and then ended up in a kind of a situation where he felt neglected, where people had to be. I myself was one of the people come on my platform to say, hey guys, help the man out.
Living a lavish life. She's bragging and boasting for me, and I congratulate her about her success. But it's on the backs of these poor elderly people.
Yep.
$3,500 she charging.
Wee. Per month?
A month for my husband.
3,500 is what, 1,250 US dollars per month. 1,250 US dollars per month. That is what you're charging per person right there, and that is per month. So if you get in that you have 6 people inside there, you know, that is a good amount of change per month, you know, because 6 times 1.2, well, you know the answer already. Good. So in EC that should be about around 15,000 EC dollars per month. So if you have one person working there and you have the main person, then obviously that person knows that they are scoring.
And you're telling me your staff abusing my husband, and you're telling me my husband abused the staff, and when I went and looked at the staff don't have not one scratch, nothing.
Yeah, and he had lacerations all over. This is why you have to make a police report, my lady.
On a body. Lofty, they don't know who they're dealing with on this matter. You hear me? Everybody have a right to earn their business.
I would like her to, boy, by far from, but I would like that lady, maybe in the future, like that lady to come, because I not only have some of the ministers listening, I have certain people that has listened to my videos. So that would probably, you know.
Everybody have a right to make a living. Everybody have a right to earn a daily bread.
True.
Earn it honestly.
Honestly.
With dignity. That is rip-off on these elderly people.
Yep.
Mr. Pemberton went by the kitchen. Come on here! Mr. Pemberton run down. The man started shaking. The staff that going that to the man.
Yeah, I was about to ask you about, I feel your pain, eh?
I hurt him.
I feel that pain.
I never put my hand on my husband. Let me tell you, we were coming up here one time, and you remember they were fixing all the road?
Yes.
And we were riding the truck, we were going by his niece.
Yes.
And the truck touched one like that, the stand, it right on the thing, And the Spanish man find out though he want to come and talk big to my husband. Lofty, I grab a cutlass and the Spanish man run. I never, ever put my hand on him. I will shout, baby, put that down, put that, you know, it will get to me.
Yeah.
It will get to me because it's a lot. You understand? And like I said, I can bear it because I've been bearing it for all this.
But she's saying that it's a lot. So I'm not excusing the fact when her husband gets, you know, a certain way, the dementia kicks in or whatever. I mean, based on what she's saying, he could be a little problematic. So we're not excusing, based on what she said there, there's a level of problematicism, so to speak, with him. And probably the staff is like, I don't get paid in, well, 15,000, well, it's split between everybody, so at least $2,000, maybe, I don't know, give or take. But, you know, there seems to have some level of problematicism, I don't know if that's a word, but in there. And be that the case, I would understand the frustration maybe the staff is getting, especially when they're underpaid. But that is still not an excuse. If your compound is secure, you know the man cannot use anything to harm himself. You don't think that he's dangerous to himself. You probably want him to go in the room. He doesn't want to go in the room. He says, I'm a big man. Why you tell me go in room 4? You know? So maybe you can have a designated area, or you want to think, okay, fine, go there. You know, leave that problem wherever you want to sleep. You want to sleep on the floor, great, sleep on the floor. That is up to you. When you're ready, you can probably guide him in and say, okay, go in your bed or whatever you're ready. But based on what she herself is saying, it seems like there's a level of problem. He has a little, you know, when he gets into his, you know. So.
And nobody don't know. I've been a happy camper because I pray a lot. I pray a lot. I believe in my prayer. And when I pray and ask God to just smooth the pain and smooth everything, yes, He does. You understand me? Because I know how to light my lamp and say my prayers. I raised up with a very strong spiritual parent, my mother. You hear me, Lofty? And it hurting me to see the kind of laceration. You have the pictures. The kind of laceration that my husband, a man that never put his hand. Lofty, I just need, well, me and the PM, he wanted me to come and do apology, and I told him I don't do those stuff. But PM, I appealing to you and Mr. Kasani Laville and environmental health. Please, I beg him, please do something for these elderly people that are up in Mount Daniel.
Do you think giving additional, what, $300 or whatever for them elderly people, that is their duty and that's it? Okay, look, we can pray, take picture. Well, good thing, Gideon, man, forget about them. And these kind of situations tend to happen. I think the Prime Minister and them needs to get involved in this. God, this alleviate the issue. We provide in a wider area because it seems like it's a confinement in the space that they're living in. There's a number of persons there. Something needs to be done. But then again, is that a private business? It's a private business. Obviously, the Prime Minister can do what? Contribute to help build a better facility. Because they increase their salaries. If you increase your salaries and you can't do that, maybe you should give some in your salaries, you know? Give some $1,000 a month or something to help build a bigger space. If all you do that, 1 month alone clean things, you know. All the people that give at least $8,000 a month for 6 months, not even for 1 month. All you that get an extra thing there. Or you get $2,500 increase or a $4,000 increase or a $3,000 increase in your salary, while people trying to get $20 and $30 increase in their salary for the year. I mean, if you can just give $1,000 from that salary, each and every one of the government members, that issue would solve. You know, but sometimes we don't do things for the people who vote for us to do things.
Because if you all don't visit there, go visit. If you all need to help her to get a bigger place, help her to get a bigger place.
Exactly.
But she has taken up too many patients. And the place is overcrowded and she is short of staff. Do you know the lady have somebody that was picking up garbage, working with sanitation, up there working with the elderly? How is that? How that happening? How you come out from working on the streets with city council, pushing a barrow, picking up garbage, to a facility with elderly people. I know you ain't trained nobody. Because if they were trained, that altercation would not happen.
Yep. But then again, probably that's who they can get. Did they put on an ad? Did the company put on an ad to hire people? I am part of a group. I don't see none of that out there. They always asking people, hey, you want to work part-time or whatever in these places here and there. I'm part of a group where I don't see some of these things, these job things. I never saw anything like that. But maybe that garbage man doesn't actually deal with the patients. However, based off what she's saying, it'll make sense that the garbage man probably deals with the patients as well, because we're hearing that there's only one woman there, and who are the rest of the staff? So maybe the garbage man gets to make a little extra something inside there by actually helping, but hopefully he gets to wash out himself and all those kind of things before he comes in. Does that actually happen, or is the garbage man there just to pick up the garbage, go in the different facilities and pick up the garbage and roll out? Is that the case? Hopefully she explains that.
Because she would know how to talk him out of it. Okay, it's not so we're doing it. Come on, come down. It's so. All right, okay, I back enough. Okay, take it, fine. It's good. Keep it. It's good.
Proper training to handle tough patients. Yeah, I think that's what she's talking about right there.
And you back up. You back away. You don't raise your hands. Until you can bite my husband in his back.
That's probably why he has the lacerations and stuff, because people who are not trained to deal with difficult patients, they get fed up and they lash out and end up hurting the very patients. But lady, I think you should take that to the police station.
Lofty, we count all the teeth and them. We count the teeth, the mark of the teeth and them in the laceration, Lofty.
So what kind of
then on his head.
What kind of fight was that? Patients start fighting patients by biting them. What cannibal are them, man? What is that for me, boy?
The woman is telling me that when he and the staff was in the scuffle, he fell down and bounced his head. Lofty, when we were small and we bounced away, didn't make a big bump.
Yeah.
Our mother take a penny and put on it and press it down, right? Yes. My husband has, I showed it to you, right?
Gosh.
My husband has a scar from the top here to the bottom here and the deep hole with the piece of dry skin in it. Lofty, if I had to take action in my hands,
problem.
I would not. But like I told you, God has blessed me.
Sometimes you have to move away from your feelings. This is why I always tell people, it's not about your feelings. You might feel a certain way about one thing today and feel completely different about that same thing tomorrow. Don't worry about your feelings. This is one of the reasons why we have a lot of people who come from the ghetto in jail. Because they didn't think logically about the actions. They only feel something. I hate that man, so let me attack that man and beat that man and take that man's life. Look, we had an incident that took place just the other day about a pelleting that took place. You think if that man thought, hey, you know what? I know if I have that action, that there are consequences that will follow after it. There's consequences that will follow action. But no, he didn't worry about logically thinking. He worried about his feelings. I hate that man. That man probably cursed my mother, and I vex with Mr. I going to take Mr. out. And then realizing later on, when he sit down in jail with 40 years sentence on him, because apparently that death penalty no more, quote unquote. When he sit down in jail knowing, boy, I have 25 more years to go, and he sit down in jail for 15 years, that is when you start using it. I say, boy, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But there are consequences to actions. And I think we need to understand this right there. Just like the government of Dominica, there are consequences to actions. When we vote in people and you vote the wrong set of people, they say, boy, I wish I knew. When people were warning you guys, about the decisions that you are planning to make, not on the basis of any sort of logic at all, but on feelings. My feelings, man. I feel in, man. I feel in that is the right person for me. Oh, that is my husband. That is my husband. Not your husband, you know. That is my husband. I love him. I will vote for him. If you put a stick there, because I'm a supporter of the DLP party, that is who I will vote for. Nobody can stop that. They say broom. I'll never forget that as a little boy, hearing people say that stupidness. I said, but what the broom going to do? But then again, when you look at Portsmouth, You can put a broom there and you put the pal reps there. Same outcome. You understand what I'm saying? The exact same outcome that there. Because you put a broom there, the broom not doing nothing for you. You put a pal rep in Portsmouth, they don't doing absolutely nothing for you. Look at Ian Douglas. Ian Douglas was being voted for time and time over time. What that shocked me was when I look at the last one where there's actual competition in elections, brothers and sisters. And 78.6 or 78.9, one of them, 70-something% of Portsmouth people voted for Ian Douglas. After Ian Douglas has a record of doing absolutely nothing. This is why it grew up on me for me to understand that, guys. When people would say that they put a broomstick there, they will still vote for the broomstick. Because it's not like they're thinking logically. You put a broomstick there, the broomstick not going to do nothing for me. So maybe I shouldn't vote for the broomstick because I want action. I want my children to have a better outcome. I want myself to have a better outcome in this place. So we need to put people in proper positions. The right set of people, competent set of people in proper positions to do things for us. This is why people can come and say, why put a broomstick there and vote? Because, you know, the pal reps, the pal reps not doing nothing. Brothers and sisters, name one thing a pal rep is doing that actually help in the elevation of the people of Dominica. One pal rep. Name it. Let's continue.
Satan cannot get me back in his kingdom. I have turned my back away. I'm a living testimony
Amen,
of
sister.
the miracles that God can create in somebody.
Facts.
Lovely, I was out there from 16 years old, tried battered band, any and everything. I was in there. And I grew up from a prayerful parent. And I know when I sat down with my mother, I used to go all about and pray. La Saleh, way of the cross, all about. When my mother on the bed for truck going, I have 2 big stones in my pocket because I used to wear pants to protect my mother, you know. And I hop the truck. Whether we go Point Michel, whether we go Massa, whether we go way of the cross.
You're David, man. Yeah, your slingshot, my girl.
On Daniel, anywhere and everywhere my mother was going. When it comes to La Saleh time, I used to go with my mother.
I don't even know why is that. That's probably Catholic
everybody.
thing.
You hear me? I was a member of the young confirmed Christians. In spite of all my badness, I still kept my faith. I still kept praying. Because he tells us to come as we are. No matter how we
Facts.
are all his children.
Yeah, that's why I always tell people the church is not a place for the best of men. I was talking to one of my partners. They say, boy, me slicks by smoking. I do all kind of thing now. I say, bro, what do you think I am? I'm not the best of men, you know, bro. But hey, let's go. Let's go. You doing your thing here. You doing your thing. You doing it already. Church is not a place for the best of men. Church is a place for people like you and me. We can be very dangerous, brothers and sisters. Oh, church is good, you know. Church is good. Church service was good today. Anyways, let's continue.
And Lofty, I beat drugs. I beat drugs without rehab. Lofty, I used to be on the road selling, using, running, doing all. I fight all that on my own. Lofty. You hear me? I went back to college, graduated with honor roll. Honored student. Honors. 3.444. You hear me? I left college and I went to university.
You had a higher GPA than me, 3.444. I think mine was 3.15.
I got my degree in early childhood education. And I got my degree in human development.
I've seen that lady before,
I
you
came
know.
back to Dominica in 2020 to serve my country. I started working with the government in early childhood. Ugly. Protocol have people doing things beyond their destiny.
I heard people say that as well. Even people who are, let me not put certain things out there, but people who have taken over certain positions in the educational department, I'll say that, know that something is wrong in the educational department. And she's reiterating that thing because I've heard other people say the same thing. So hey, most likely true.
Beyond their dignity, beyond people's destiny. It was just ugly. Nothing working for nobody. And all they're doing is sending you out there to hustle.
Yep.
People,
Look like a
fix this, fix that, and they're not helping. I couldn't stay in it. I left. I opened my own preschool. And from the time I did that, Lofty, I am more content. I am more comfortable. And I am more happy. Because I love what I'm doing. It's a passion.
Sometimes you have to leave the old, Damian Malley had said something very interesting. The old slave meal. We're still grinding on that old slave meal. that 9 to 5, oh, slave me. Don't get me wrong, you know, some people have to work 9 to 5. Not everybody will be able to be an entrepreneur and do things and what have you. Sometimes some things is based off, quote unquote, I wouldn't like to say that word, but quote unquote luck. You being in the right position at the right time.
But the devil don't want to leave me in peace. The devil wants me back in his kingdom.
The devil's setting traps. Don't you fall for it.
And it's not happening. So this is why I'm here. And this is why I'm going to go to the law. I'm going to do it the right way.
Thank you.
I didn't pull no knife.
Yeah.
And I'm not pulling no knife.
So let's get back to the altercation that you said your husband and this worker had at Belfast. What did your husband tell you about that incident?
He said, baby, and I knew it, you know, I knew it. He said, baby, she come in the room to take my snap. And I tell her, put it back. And she didn't want to put it back. And I take it from her. When I take it from her, baby, she hit me. And we start tussling because I want to take my snap. And baby, she hit me one lash in my head. And baby, it hit me so hard, I hold my head. And then I feel on my back. I believe him. They think he fully dementia. But he's not. Because we keep conversations. I only put him up there to keep him safe until I find a place with a yard. Because that's what I'm, you know, that's what I'm at. You understand? Because I say, you know what? He really want to go up on the estate, but if I get a place with a yard, you know, he can scenery, same scenery up there, I'll be fine. Even though it's in the country, you know? So in the meantime, I still doing medical school, still doing medical hustle, and I feel that he's safe up there. You know? The money, I don't, because I know he's safe. He's not at home where he's running out and going.
And you say the money is $3,500.
That's what I paid. His niece paid the first $3,500 for July because the shit that took him there.
And that's proven.
Yeah, and I just paid the other $3,500 US. You see, from his money that was sent from the US, I put the rest and I paid them. And you all telling me, after I pay you all, let me tell you, if I discover that before I pay them,
before she continue, you hear where the money come from? United States. Because I don't know what kind of money what kind of job you was doing if it's in Dominica. You was working your life for you to put somebody for the 3,500. But the money come from states, so obviously when the money comes, it doubles, almost triples sometimes. So
they would have never put no money from.
But that treatment was not called for at all.
But I just discovered that day before your study, the laceration to his body, because they keep hiding it. A big plaster here, chucking his hat on his head. I cannot understand how this woman have the audacity to take my husband and bring him back to the place where he had an altercation with that same worker. And that worker is there with them by herself. No cameras.
Stop it while, guys. Guys, please don't forget to click the thumbs up button. I would appreciate that right there. Click the thumbs up button, guys. Click the like button. I would appreciate that 150% right there. All right, let's continue.
4 dementia patients with 1 young woman, and then another one comes in after she leaves, and all they have is their phone, and the quickest thing they can say, sorry, call boss. Sorry, call boss. By the time boss reached down there, what happened? You know, that's if they're training for CPR.
You visited Mondaniel and also Belfast. Roughly how many people are in these institutions?
Up Belfast was my husband, another elderly man, and 2 women. 4.
Okay.
Mondaniel, you have a portion in the yard, a portion in the middle. Too many. It's overcrowded up there. Okay. If I am telling you that the room he was in had 3 beds, and you're walking down the aisle and you're seeing in the rooms there are more than 1 bed. If somebody paying you $3,500 a month, why you have the person in a room with 2 other people or 3 other people?
Yeah, you're supposed to have your own room. You're supposed to have your own personal assistant there too. You're supposed to have your office and all this kind of $3,500. Your own room, brothers and sisters. If you can rent an entire house for $3,500 in Dominica. I remember when there's advertising some certain buildings in Canefield, they're about $3,000, $3,500, $2,000, $2,500 to rent an entire house in Canefield. Yes. You mean to tell me you're paying $3,500 for it to in jail you be now? Young boy. That's
Lady, not Gaffy. Gaffy, I respect your program.
So, where do you intend to take it from there?
Where do I intend to take it from there?
Good question.
Lofty, I just told you I'm going to do it the legal way. Okay. Because, let me tell you, if I have to go back in Satan Kingdom, my husband going to suffer, I will lose more. I have more at risk now for me to lose.
Okay.
That is logical thinking right there. Logical thinking.
You understand what I'm telling you, Lofty? Because the outlaw in me has died out. I prayed out that outlaw. The anger in me, I prayed it out. It's out. I will get mad, but I won't get angry. Because when I get angry, I'm scared of myself.
So since that incident, did the owner of the place call you to make any amends or talk to you anything about?
She sent texts to me, and all she's talking about is, oh, we just met, we just reunited, and I'm telling her this, and I'm telling her that. I asked for pictures. Even his niece asked for pictures of the incident. The same day it happened. The niece has not get the pictures.
But she wouldn't sell it because she knows there's a possibility of litigation. She knows there's a possibility you guys will take them to court for that. Because you sent him in without his lacerations. So if you know that I'm going to be sending you pictures for you to take me to court, I mean, come on. They wouldn't do that. But, that you do know, but then again, they can say, well, it's not inside the house, he got this. Not inside our care, he got this outside. They could say this as well. So this is why your business sending them the pictures would bring a case, and they would most likely win that case. 99% of the chance win that case.
I asked her for pictures. No pictures. Okay? I'm the one that took pictures.
Guys, please click the thumbs up button right there. I would appreciate that, guys. The thumbs up button. All right.
I sent them to you. Nobody sent pictures to me. I sent the pictures to his niece. And when I went down there, the young lady has no map, nothing. Nothing. But my husband is the one that attacked her. But he's the one that has 2 big lacerations. Now you, as a worker, dealing with people with dementia, why are you even putting your teeth in my husband's back? Because you and I count the teeth marks, right? So why you putting your teeth biting so...
Wait, so Lottie and you counted the teeth marks that was in his back?
The flesh came out. And when you open the photo, you can see. We count them, right?
Yes,
we count them.
I saw them, yes.
We count the teeth marks in the photo. I'm not taking it. His knee, his side. He has a big bump right here. Last night, my husband said, I can't turn. When I turn him over, he said, ah. I said, what happened? When I touched it, he has a bump right there. I was going to bring him by doctor today, but doctor closed 12, and I was at Whitchurch doing my little school giveaway because I was down there giving away crayons, and selling liquor, So I always do that every year. So I said, you know what? Monday school opening, but I have staff. I'm going to take some time out and take him to doctor. We'll do an extra and do everything, and I'm going to take it from there. I have an attorney.
There are some people as well, Agafa, who deals primarily with the elderly, like what's her name, Mary, Oliver, and stuff.
No. You're not going nowhere.
No, I'm saying at least you could just report the incident to them as well, because they are part and parcel of the societal people who deal with the elderly and situations like that as well. So at least you can refer to them, bring it to their attention.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you straight up.
Take that straight to the police. You don't want nobody saying, oh, this and that. Take that straight to the police. If these people can help, great. But take that to the police, boy.
Okay.
Take that to a lawyer. Well, you say you have attorney, so you're good.
Membet, Mempuel. All of them is the same dirty dollars. All of them. Because I tried to talk to her on the phone, the owner, and hear what she tell me. A minister is calling me, I'll call you back. Just so. I swear to God. A minister is calling me, I'll call you back, and she never called me back. While I was discussing the incident with her.
Yeah,
all I was asking her for, could you please send me some pictures of the staff? What happened to your staff? Can you please send me some pictures? Let me see what happened to your staff.
They wouldn't do that.
Oh, Attica, minister is calling me, I'll call you right back.
Yeah, she was lying.
Never call me again.
Somebody's making a suggestion on the live feed. I don't know if you'll take it. Get someone who's responsible to look after him at home.
He good.
Okay.
He good. Because the only reason, like I told you, the only reason I put him there, I had my niece, 2 of my nieces there with it. But then when he wants to go on the estate, because that's his life. You understand? When he wants to go, when you went up there with him.
Yes, I went up.
And when he wants to go up there, let me tell you, that is why I chose up there.
That is what he knows.
Scenery reminds him of up there.
Yes.
So when he in the yard, he think he up there, he walking around, This is why I told you I want to get a place in the yard. Because as far as up there, I cannot bring him up there. Because if something happened to him, And I have to take him out from up there to bring him tongue, especially when rain falling. The road is not. They helped me to fix the road one time. That was like 4 years ago, and they just vegetation has taken over. The road is a mess. The road is like a death trap. So in order, if something happened to him in the night and I have to come down with him, me that driver there that want to get to the hospital, quick, to him, you understand? I'm not taking the chance. That is why I have him, and I have my school in tongue. That is why I kept him in tongue with me. But he'll be all right.
Yeah, I feel your pain based on your sentiments here.
He'll be all right.
I can feel emotion coming through, and I just want to ask you to just take it easy. Keep doing what you have been doing in terms of being on the right side.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And everything will work out for the best.
I know that, sir.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah. Because, you know, I'll tell you something. When you see the results of your prayers, you have to stay focused.
True.
When God opens the door for you, you have to remain focused.
Oh, yeah.
Satan is going to come.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
going to come on every corner.
Go set traps.
Let me tell you. He tackled my daughter in America, you know. My daughter coming out from dropping her daughter to the program. Her program is after school program. And she reached on a intersection. And a vehicle, a HW man, a senior, just came out from under, boom, into my daughter's vehicle. And I pray for my children. I pray for my grandchildren. I pray for my husband. I pray for my enemies and my friends.
Pray for me too,
my school children. I pray
Of
for
course.
the parents. When I pray in the morning in my house, people down there know I pray. You hear me?
Prayer. Yes, prayer is a very powerful thing, you know. You see that thing you call prayer there? That is a very powerful thing. This is why I always tell individuals, pray for your family members. Pray. You wake up in the morning, pray for guidance and protection for these people, man. Pray. Sometimes you might forget to pray, brothers and sisters. Not a good idea. I know I'm guilty of that too. But during the day, when I remember, you know, I chant a psalmist, you know. But pray. Pray. You never know. Your prayer might just be like what God listens to, and make sure that your family members are safe. And if somebody else, if we take on this responsibility of praying for each other, if that person falters, maybe we are human beings, they forget to pray, you have probably 10 other people praying for you to ensure that you are secure. That is one of the things, and I think my mother is strong in that right there. Praying, brothers and sisters, you know, so pray for each other, man. I think that is a wonderful thing right there.
And I have seen the results of my prayers. Because if I did not see the results of my prayers, maybe I would be dead or in jail for life because of the life that I used to live.
Agatha, before I ask you for your final thoughts here, I just want to encourage you, continue to be encouraged to not to let, as you say, the evil thoughts take over your
I have done that already because I'm here. I have done that already, Lofty, because I'm here.
True.
I'm here.
And I just want to thank you as well for, you know, using my platform to vent, as it were, and let other people know the problem, the pain, the travail that you have been going through for some. So thank you.
And a lot of people see me and I laughing with everybody, but let me tell you, when you're praying, stress cannot take you.
You have a very strong voice as well.
When you pray, stress, I got in the speech, in my speech class.
Okay. A very powerful voice.
And when you pray, Lofty, and you know, and you see the results, and you know how you pray, Lofty, it's hard for anything to really capture you and keep you captive, because you can pray your way out of it. You understand? And I just want to appeal to the Prime Minister, PM. You and I had our conflict. I honestly need somebody, whether it's Kasani Laville, you and I have sat.
See, you're talking to the wrong set of people, you know. Kasani don't know nothing. Scary does have these people there for placeholders, because he say about reset. The reset happened, but the same thing, same outcome happening. You think a reset will bring out new outcomes? Not true. No, brothers and sisters, same outcome right there. So it's not the reps that is the issue. It's the head that is the issue. Because if the reps are changing and they are still acting the same way, that means the head is not holding them accountable and responsible for carrying out what they stated that they'll be doing. This is why I always keep mentioning that most likely these people are just there they are just there to hold a place. They are just placeholders. They have absolutely no mission. They come and they talk from time to time. I see Kasani, if there is Kasani, trying to play football. I don't know. He's the health minister and he's not looking too healthy. Use the health minister and you're looking too healthy. I look around the world and you're looking at the other health ministers. I don't know if it's that they're following. But the man not looking healthy, the man trying to kick a football, and you say, my brother, maybe you should lose a little 50 pounds or something. You know, I'm just saying. I mean, plus you have a responsibility. You are the health minister. You should look healthy. But anyways, let's continue.
So many times and spoke. Kasani, we have spoken so much when you just came in. And when I just came down, you were such a promising politician back then.
I tell you, it is not them that is the issue. It is the leaders that is the issue.
Kasani, please, Kasani, I'm begging you, do something.
We're not gonna do nothing. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but come on.
I don't know if it's
What Kasani doing in his constituency? Wow. You know? If you can know, let me know in the comment box below, guys.
you she was going to talk to. When she said to me, a minister is calling me, I'll call you back. If it's you, Kasani, please send a couple people up there. Send environmental health. The same way I did send environmental health to the preschools. Send environmental health up to Mount Daniel. In fact, please, I beg you on you. If not, the blood of these elderly people that's suffering up there
Be on your hands.
fall on all your backs.
Facts.
All right, Sagafa, thank you very much.
You're welcome, my brother, and I thank you very much.
I wish you all the best.
I thank you very much.
And your husband as well. And just keep the faith.
Yes, brother.
Keep the faith.
Yes, brother.
Yes, guys. So I just thought I'd bring this out there, especially when you guys were sending this to me, and I thought I'll just put this out there, you know, give my thoughts on it. But she seems to have a good head on her shoulder, and one of the things that I like, especially when you're pointing out these kind of things, is that we do not base our decisions on our feelings. I think this is where the husband and wife situation comes in. They say men are more logical, women are more emotionally driven. So when you have the two combination, instead of just say, because don't worry, emotions are needed, you know, especially when it comes on to the rearing of children and this kind of things there. This is why the balance is key. But then in this day and age, you have some men who are just driven by emotions. They don't think properly. They're just driven by emotions and doing madness in the place. This is why, you know, and the statistics show. It's very interesting when you look at the statistics, guys, of how these men grow up. Those who 95% of the people in the prison population are men who grow up with emotionally driven women. So they themselves become emotional and they do their actions based off feelings. This is why it's important, brothers and sisters, to not base anything that you're doing on your feelings. Logic should reign supreme. It's very hard when it comes down to these situations because you definitely do feel a way. That person make me angry. I remember going in high school and people used to try to fight with me. But I always used to make sure that I'll always be in the right. So I make sure they hit me first before I exercise my right to defend myself. So I used to think, you know, guys, well, I did end up in some problems sometimes, you know, because they say, you shouldn't be fighting, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, people have their own thing, you know, whatever. So, but yes, guys, I just want to big up Miss Agafa for definitely, you know, doing a thing right there, standing the ground. And somebody who shows that they care about their family members right there. So I just want to big her up in that regard. Continue doing your thing, my lady. There's also another one of her that Lofty has done. If you guys want, but people will not send me that one. I only saw one or two persons send me that one. But you know, if you guys want me to do that one as well, let me know that in the comment box below, guys. But with all that said right there, I'll see you guys in the next reaction video. Signing out on this here Mr. Licks Reacts Live Interaction Reaction. That's crazy. Right there. But guys, give this video a thumbs up for her, and of course for her story. Like I indicated before, she has a part 2. If you guys want me to send the part 2, just let me know that in the comment box below as well. So I will definitely put that up right there. Anyways, guys, about Miss Licks once again. Be real. Solid the King.